Okay, quick warning for anybody who doesn't know this series. This series is shamelessly edgy and very ableist. As well as this specific chapter has child murder, like baby murder. So please be aware of that before watching this. I'm giving a verbal disclaimer right now. This story is very dark. 7 alicorns slowly walked side by side through Ponyville, or what used to be Ponyville. Crumbling buildings and houses framed the streets, grass brown and dry, trees and flowers dead where they stood. Decomposing bodies and skeletons littered the ground, and smoke from past fires lingered in the sky, blocking out the sun and giving the town a dull orange glow. The most powerful looking out of the 7 smiled wide, gazing at the destruction.
Ponyville,
Sighed Pinkie Pie happily.
this is where we thrived. We haven't been here for a long while, huh?
Piped up the second most powerful princess, Derpy Hooves.
150 years to be exact.
Replied one of the less powerful in the group, Inky Pie.
Hasn't changed much since we destroyed it.
Her other 2 pie sisters were on the same level as her, not having as much magic as Pinkie and Derpy. The 2 smallest princesses had even less magic. Their manes and tails were not blowing gracefully in the non-existent wind like the older mares did.
We rule Equestria, but I want to rule the entire world,
said Blinky Pie greedily, crushing a cockroach under her metal shoe.
In time.
Pinkie reassured her.
Right now, I think we should enjoy our accomplishments. Some of these bodies are new,
said Minky Pie, softly lifting a rotting stallion with her magic.
Every pony who tried living here went crazy,
Babs reminded her, smirking.
Lost their minds, couldn't think rationally. I'm betting they started killing each other just to fight for survival. The sack is so fragile, I'll tell you what,
added Apple Bloom.
Even the sanest ponies couldn't handle what we did to them. Is there even any pony left?
Asked Derpy, squinting her crossed eyes to see if some pony lurked in the shadows.
Nothing but the dead dips,
Babs said softly, coming up to a femur bone and crushing it. Her smile grew wide. She closed her eyes, held her head back, and exhaled in a very relaxed way.
Pitiful souls trying to keep a grip on reality, not want to leave their bodies behind. Once happy ponies that sang about how beautiful a day was, they're singing in the afterlife now, singing about their pain and misery.
Babs suddenly laughed merrily.
All this has been our design. We stripped away their links to this world. We manipulated them into questioning their own sanity, and it's that loss of sanity that keeps me the most sane. We feasted on more than just their flesh. We feasted on their minds,
said Minky Pie. Hey! Inky Pie suddenly shouted, and the others quickly looked in the direction she had just casted her magic. An earth mare was struggling and screaming as Inky lifted her into the air, and she held a newborn full in her arms. Both of them were filthy, but the mare's fur and mane were thinning, alarming bags hanging below her puffy eyes. Inky levitated the pony and her child right in front of them.
We've got a live one, Pinkie Pie. Wow, and a newborn!
Pinkie Pie exclaimed, hopping up and down.
I'm impressed! You managed to survive and give life to a child? What's your name?
Apple Bloom asked the mare, who had given up on struggling. Inky Pie's magic was too strong.
A hopscotch?
She replied in a squeak.
Land the foal?
Apple Bloom continued to inquire.
His name is Butterball,
whimpered Hopscotch.
Please, let me go. I mean, no disrespect. He's only a few weeks old, still teething.
Minky Pie cast her own magic on Butterball, forcing him away from his mother, who began to sob, pleading.
Don't hurt him, please. I'll do anything. He's so cute.
Minky cooed gently, rocking the child in front of her. Butterball giggled, flailing his limbs excitedly. He had no idea what he had been born into, a world that was practically post-apocalyptic.
Hi there, Butterball. My name is Minky. Can you say Minky?
Butterball shouted.
Minky,
insisted the oldest pie.
Me.
The foal exclaimed, and then he started giggling madly. Minky Pie passed the foal around so that all the princesses got a chance to hold Butterball with their magic.
I don't remember being this small,
laughed Derpy, who was second to last to hold him.
He looks like a dolly, even smaller than Miss Sweetie.
She passed Butterball to Pinkie Pie, who took him in her hooves instead of using her magic. She blew on the child's tummy, and he screamed with laughter. Hopscotch was smiling weakly, still terrified that her offspring was in the hooves of such vile monsters.
He's a happy one,
giggled Pinkie Pie.
Such a shame he won't stay that way.
He'll grow up in our Equestria, learn how it used to be, and then his smile
now will be gone forever,
Blinky said with a pout.
Oh, we can't have that,
cried the pink alicorn, and she used her magic to gently place Butterball on the ground in front of her.
What are you doing?
Hopscotch screamed, struggling against Inky Pie's magic fruitlessly.
It would be cruel to bring such a happy baby into this hell, don't you think?
Pinkie Pie was feigning innocence in the most disturbing way possible.
Let's put him out of his misery before he has a chance to feel misery. No, not my baby! Please, not my baby!
Shrieked the mayor, struggling even harder as tears cascaded down her dirty cheeks.
Let's put it to a vote.
Pinkie cackled.
All in favor of showing Butterball mercy, say aye. Aye.
Chorused the other 6.
Hopscotch?
Urged the party pony, but Hopscotch just sobbed and pleaded to spare the foal.
I take that as a nay. Well, majority wins.
Her grin turned malicious as she lifted her right hoof, aimed carefully, and brought it crashing down on Butterball's tiny head. The splat was small, and the death was quick, but Hopscotch screamed and wailed as if she had just seen him being tortured.
Bye-bye goes the baby,
sang Derpy, tilting her head from side to side with each syllable. Hopscotch seemed unable to form words as she was trapped in her hysterical grief. Inky Pie held her high in the air, and her magic slowly started to tear the mare in half. The sounds of agony echoed through the dead town. Her skin tore like rubber, bones cracking, organs beginning to slip out. "Enough!" demanded a powerful voice, and the 7 alicorns peered ahead of them. Who dared to stand up to the rulers of Equestria? What pony had the audacity to give them an order? Hopscotch's body fell heavily to the ground, bleeding profusely, as Inky Pie's magic had fizzled out in shock. Luna, one of the former princesses of Equestria, was walking toward them, head held up high, mane and tail flowing with power.
Well, well,
sneered Babs, watching the new arrival approach them.
If it ain't little Luna, Princess of the Night. Good to see you again.
Luna didn't meet Babs' eyes as she stopped in front of them. Her gaze was locked on Derpy.
If you're planning to fight us, you're making a big mistake,
spat Blinky Pie, but Luna didn't pay her the least bit of attention.
We're much more powerful than you are, and there's 7 of us.
Minky Pie added.
Y'all don't want to end up like your sister, do ya?
Laughed Apple Bloom. Luna finally looked away from Derpy, turning her attention to the rebuilt town hall building. Celestia's corpse hung on chains from the roof, her mane and tail turned a light pink, no longer possessing any magic. However, Luna wasn't the least bit fazed, and she continued to glare at Derpy.
Absolutely no empathy for your own sister?
Pinkie Pie cried in delight.
I'm surprised! Join us, Luna. We'll be the best of friends.
I'll be friends with you once hell freezes over, Derpy Hooves, said Luna in a raised voice. Derpy blinked. It had been Pinkie Pie who spoke, not her. In less than a second, Luna contained Pinkie Pie, her sisters Apple Bloom and Babs Seed with her magic, forming large bubbles around their bodies, trapping them. Derpy started to worry, looking around at her imprisoned friends, and then prepared to throw an attack at Luna. For some reason, her magic wouldn't work.
Let them go!
Derpy ordered angrily, stomping her hoof on the dry ground. With another spell from Luna's horn, the 6 bubbles burst and each princess contained disappeared completely. Derpy cried out in surprise and terror.
Where did they go?
They were not real, Derpy, and neither is this world, Luna said confidently, her head still raised up high. As she said this, Derpy looked around quickly, seeing the colors of her surroundings smear and mix together like a fresh painting being splashed with water. You are no alicorn, much less a princess. Suddenly, Derpy shrunk in size and her horn fell off, disintegrating once it hit the blurred ground. The Great Pegasus took a couple of steps back.
I don't understand,
she shouted, worry plain on her face. You're dreaming, Derpy, Luna stated. I may not be able to find your location in the physical world, but I can still find you in your dreams. Her fierce expression caused Derpy to cower, pulling her ears back. We will find you, Derpy Hooves. We will find you and you will be executed. That little stunt you pulled in Ponyville and Cloudsdale was a big mistake, as well as what you did to Sharpshooter. You and your friends will be brought to justice. Celestia and I will see to that.
You'll never be able to find us.
Derpy snarled at the princess, her eyes filled with maniacal rage.
We're smart. Pinkie Pie knows you and Princess Celestia. She knows you'll try to find us, and we all trust her. We sent a letter to you and Celestia.
Yes, and we received it, Luna said calmly, though she scrunched her nose at remembering the baker's threat. You will not make it to Canterlot. Derpy smirked, becoming confident once more as she took flight, rising into the air.
How do you know we're not already there?
She sneered, looking down at Luna as their surroundings grew more blurry and even darker than they had been before.
We all know where you are, but you don't know where we are. We could all be in your closet and you wouldn't know it. Me and my friends are very good at sneaking around.
We know you're not in Canterlot, but that's all we know. The city is surrounded, and there have been no deaths since that single guard when we received your videos of Sharpshooter, said Luna, flapping her much larger wings and ascending to Derpy's level.
We're gonna kill you!
Derpy shrieked.
We're gonna kill both of you before you even know what hit you!
Luna's expression did not change, and she cast one last spell. A final bubble trapped Derpy, who became even more angry as she tried to break through it. Luna flew closer to her, glaring at the deranged pony she had imprisoned. Don't underestimate us, is all she said, and then she popped the bubble with her horn. Derpy gasped harshly, shooting up in bed. Her fur was drenched in cold sweat, and her lungs felt void of air. She panted, looking around the large bed her and her friends were sleeping in while they stayed in the castle ruins. All four Pie sisters slept at the head of the bed, while Derpy lay between Applebloom and Bab's seat at the foot. They were all sleeping soundly, none of them harmed. Finally calming her breathing, Derpy put her face into her hooves, distraught as she imagined her adopted family being hurt by the princesses or the royal guards. She didn't want any of them to be in danger. Luna had sounded so confident.
Derpy?
Came Bab's voice from her right. Derpy looked at the filly, lowering her hooves from her face. Babs rubbed her eyes, trying to clear her blurry vision, and removed the headphones she wore so she could listen to music while she slept.
What's wrong? You're all messy. I had a nightmare.
Derpy replied softly, her lip trembling.
Aw, come here.
Babs cooed, patting Derpy's pillow. The Pegasus got the hint and laid back down, turning on her side to face Babs.
You know what I do when I have a nightmare? What?
Asked Derpy.
I think of all the things in the world that make me happy. I think of Applebloom, the pies, you, my sister, and my old pal, Chainlink. I think of my favorite songs, the sweet taste of apples, and the fun we have baking together.
Babs patted Derpy's arm and gave a great smile.
A lot of bad things have happened to all of us, but that doesn't matter now, 'cause we got each other. A dream is a dream, but this is for real. So I should just forget about it?
Derpy said, unsure.
That's right,
said Babs with a nod.
Forget about it and think about things till you fall asleep again. In the morning, don't let it come back to you. Distract yourself, and eventually it won't bother you no more.
Derpy nodded and then turned on her back, closing her eyes. She felt Babs snuggle up to her, and it made her feel a little better. The problem was, the dream had been fake, but Luna had definitely been real. Should she tell the others about what Luna said, or should she just forget about it like Babs told her to? If she revealed the dream to them, they could take extra precaution to make sure the princesses didn't find them, but Derpy fell asleep before she could make her decision, all worries diluted by the darkness of a dreamless slumber.